History is full of uncomfortable truths, secrets buried beneath layers of carefully constructed lies. And among these, few are as vital as the true essence of Jesus' message. What we call Christianity today is the result of centuries of manipulation, a transformation of a message of love, freedom, and spiritual growth into a rigid system of dogmas designed more to control the masses than to elevate their souls. But now, thanks to new research, testimonies, and studies, we are rediscovering a truth that has been hidden for centuries. Reincarnation was part of the original teachings of early Christians and of Jesus himself. This knowledge, however, was deliberately suppressed, especially from the High Middle Ages onward, in order to keep people from understanding their true purpose and to trap them in fear, the fear of eternal damnation. But the time has come to reclaim that truth, to recover the authentic message and expose the manipulations that have turned spirituality into a tool of oppression. Modern accounts of near-death experiences, NDEs, and hypnotic regressions now offer compelling evidence for the continuity of the soul across multiple lives. Many people describe, with astonishing clarity, memories of past lives, and researchers like Brian Weiss have documented hundreds of cases, far too precise to be dismissed as coincidence or imagination. What is seen today as a revolutionary idea was, in fact, already known and accepted in the early centuries of Christianity. The first church fathers openly discussed the possibility of reincarnation and the soul's evolution through multiple lifetimes. And most importantly, even Jesus himself hinted at this truth. In the Gospel of Matthew, the disciples asked Jesus about the prophecy that Elijah would return before the coming of the Messiah. His response was unmistakable. "But I tell you, Elijah has already come, and they did not recognize him, but have done to him everything they wished. In the same way, the Son of Man will suffer at their hands." Then the disciples understood that he was talking to them about John the Baptist. Here, Jesus leaves no room for doubt. Elijah and John the Baptist were the same soul, incarnated in two different lifetimes. That is the very definition of reincarnation. And yet, the church has systematically ignored or downplayed this passage, because acknowledging it would mean admitting that the soul is not judged once and forever, but continues its journey, growing and evolving through many lives. But why was this teaching removed from the official texts? Why did the church, starting from the 4th century, choose to deny this possibility, replacing it with a rigid view of life and death? The answer is both simple and unsettling. Reincarnation gives human beings the power of awareness and freedom. If people knew they had multiple lives to grow and evolve, their relationship with spirituality would be based on growth, not fear. They wouldn't need intermediaries to be saved, nor would they be trapped by the threat of eternal damnation. Fear has always been the most effective tool to control people, and what greater fear could exist than that of eternal hell? The idea of endless punishment, of a God ready to condemn a soul forever, has been the cornerstone of religious power for centuries. But this idea has nothing to do with the love and mercy Jesus spoke of. Christ taught forgiveness, redemption, and the chance to begin again. He never spoke of a cruel, vengeful God who punishes for eternity with no hope of redemption. The concept of eternal hell is an artificial construct, a dogma created to instill terror and submission. Had reincarnation been accepted, eternal hell would have lost its grip on the human psyche. People would have realized that life isn't a trap, but a journey of evolution. They would have understood that every mistake can be corrected, that every lesson can be learned in another life, and that the soul has infinite chances to grow. But that idea didn't serve those who sought to maintain power over the masses. If people had known they had multiple opportunities to improve, they would no longer have been afraid. And without fear, the church's control would have collapsed. For centuries, ordinary people had no access to sacred texts. Only the clergy could read and interpret the scriptures, and they did so in a way that reinforced the narrative imposed by those in power. During the High Middle Ages, when illiteracy was widespread, control over knowledge was absolute. Only with the invention of the printing press and access to original texts did discrepancies between Jesus' message and official doctrine begin to emerge. Many ancient texts, rediscovered in modern times, present a very different view of Christian spirituality. Apocryphal writings like the Gospel of Thomas or the Gospel of Philip speak more to inner growth and soul awareness than to the fear of damnation. Yet anyone who dared to challenge the official narrative was persecuted. Think of the Gnostics, the Cathars, the Templars groups that, in different ways, preserved truths inconvenient for the ruling powers. Their fate was always the same: eradication and oblivion. Jesus' message is simple, innocent, unadorned, direct, and full of hope. And yet, it has been twisted and complicated over the centuries by earthly powers. These changes were born of human manipulation, not divine intention. Those who transcribed and translated were just people, not divine entities. God had already spoken clearly through His Son Jesus about what life is and how we are meant to live it. Most of all, He showed us that through forgiveness, sincere faith, and unconditional love, we can live forever, not be punished forever. The time for lies is over. The time for truth has come. If you've made it this far, I truly thank you for your time and attention. If this video touched you or made you think, please leave a like. It's a small gesture for you, but it means a lot to me. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more content like this, and if you feel like it, share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice matters, and it can help enrich this reflection for everyone. Thank you again for being here with me. See you soon.